Welcome back to another episode of Sitting Pretty in Chaos with Kai. You guys, I hope you guys have been having an amazing day, an amazing week, and a prosperous day thus far. So, y'all, I was doing some healing work this morning, okay? And God gave me some type of deliverance, right? And in the middle of me doing like my healing work, God gave me another word, y'all. So this episode is going to be called Both Cannot Exist. Both cannot exist. Okay, I hope y'all ready for it. Okay. So what I was about to say, but God, I ain't even getting no scripture. And I immediately just heard him say, you are renewed. You are renewed. So I guess I ain't got to do that. 1:11 on the clock. You are renewed. You have been renewed. Okay. So I wrote a couple notes up in my journal. I got the title that says both can't exist. Okay. But then I got a few things that's written down, right? And this episode is going to talk a lot about the new you versus the old you. Okay. Who you are versus who you want to be. Okay. And in correlation to that, you have to realize that your pride, you have to lay that down. And you have to have an ego death. No matter what. No matter what. Every time you want to change your ways, your habits, your lifestyle, you have to make the conscious decision to change and make the necessary changes to not who you currently are, but who you want to be. So if you want to be a different person, if you want to grow, you want to be prosperous, you want to be glowing, okay, you want to be abundant, not only physically, not only financially, but also emotionally and spiritually, you have to decide and stick to making the necessary changes. Just like when you go into the gym, just like when you start a new career, when you start a new job, they typically take you through like a training process, right? It's no different. Okay. When you start a new job, a new career, you go through training. So you can learn about the company, their values. Okay. I'm hearing value proposition. That's something I learned up in school, but maybe that'll resonate with somebody that needed to hear that. Okay. Maybe you still are figuring out what's the value of yourself or the value that your business idea or how you want to position something. It could be something that you're thinking about wanting to position a certain offer or a business idea, whatever it is. Okay. So the reason that I thought about this, so when I thought about that both can exist, it made me think about somebody that I was, I had a conversation with, right? And I didn't realize how powerful it was. I just got the revelation right now again. So, and then not only that, with the deliverance that I got earlier, I was watching a video and I received a conviction. And I realized that was something that I myself also had to do myself. So I would never just tell you guys something that I'm not open to or willing to also make those necessary changes for myself. Because I realized that if I want to go towards a certain path, I have to also make those necessary changes. And so I want to hold myself accountable to that always, also. So I made that promise to myself to make sure that I also hold myself to the fire. Okay. So I had a client and the client basically came to me for, advice and feedback after doing a reading, right? So my client told me, from the top to the bottom, what was pretty much going on, right? So I had to go ahead and explain to my client the importance of the who you think you are versus who you want to be. Okay, so that's something we're also going to focus on with this episode, and that's something that I think every person needs to think about, you know. And I'm not saying that what people say matters, what other people say doesn't matter, no. But we also have to realize sometimes we can have the right people in our ears, but our pride and our ego could interfere with the lessons and blessings that we're supposed to be trying to receive. Okay? So when I was talking to, my client, they was pretty much saying like, wow, I never really thought about it like that. So I said, this is something that's very important because this is 100% in correlation with you can't be both. You have to decide. Okay. You can't, this is not something where it's like the gray area. Your people, you are currently in the area where you're in the gray area. And God is taking away the gray area. It's either the black or the white, left or right. It can't be both. It can't be both. Not when you're making a decision to grow and elevate. You cannot do that. So, again, who you think you are, and who you want to be. That is something that you have to think about. And that is a exercise that every person can also do to be considerate and also help you on your healing journey, right? So my client had somebody that was in their ear that actually wanted the best for them, right? However, so say basically somebody around them told them, something that was healthy and something that was able to benefit them, help them grow. Okay. Something that actually, maybe it triggered them. Okay. And not all triggerings is bad triggering. Not all triggerings is a bad trigger. God will put people on your path to trigger you to start on your healing journey, to trigger a spiritual awakening. Okay? So the client had somebody that was around them that wanted them to basically to win. Okay? This is not somebody that is, being malicious or don't want what's best for the person, which was very, very clear and very known based off of things that was being said. Right? So the person that was around my client basically made, a comment and was telling my client how, how that they can be influenced essentially, right? My client took it, personal. My client, just lost their mind, okay? So my client was like, I know who I am. I'm strong. I've never been weak and X, Y, and Z, right? And so, my clients, the person that was around it was like, okay, I'm not going to argue with you. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm just trying to inform you. If you don't want to accept that that's who you really are, it's nothing that I can do, right? So me and my client, we continue to, continue with the conversation, right? And so I told my client, I said, well, based off of your actions, based off of your behaviors, who you think you are is not who you really are. And my client pondered for a little bit, right? And I was like, who you think you are is somebody that is strong, that's not weak, that's not easily manipulated, that cannot be influenced by other people. But when we look at who you are, and based off your actions and your behaviors based off of who you are, is not correlating with that. And so it was tough. It was a hard pill for my client to take because they didn't really look at the perspective. You get what I'm trying to say? You can't say that I want thing and then your actions does not correlate with it. You can't say that you're a leader and you can't lead. You can't say that you're a chef and you don't have the ingredients for the pie. You can't say that you're a mechanic and you don't have the tools. It have to correlate. It have to correlate. And so I ask, so who do you want to be? Because if you want to be somebody that's strong, that's courageous, okay, that cannot be manipulated or influenced by other people, you have to be 10 toes down, 100% with who you are. You have to face your trauma. The reason when you take stuff personal, that's trauma. That's trauma. That's trauma. See, my client thought in their eyes, in their perspective, that I cannot be influenced. That's what my client thought. But on the outside looking in, my client was being influenced. How do I know that? Because my client explained to me that my client allowed other people, outside noise, to call, contact, email, steal my client's time, energy, and money, and affect what my client had going on, to shift, to make a change, to stop doing what my client was supposed to be doing. Oh, I got a perfect example. So say, for example, say that you grew up in a family that got nothing but doctors and nurses, right? Okay. Everybody in your family grows up as doctors and nurses, right? And so you, like, yeah, I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be a nurse also, X, Y, and Z, right? But say you had to take a psychology course, okay? And you fall in love with it. And you like, you know what? I think I want to be a therapist, But say your mom or your dad say, but you're supposed to follow the family legacy, I need you to, I want to pass, the baton to you, okay? I want you to, be the next person that do this, and this. Like, I want you to continue the generation. But say God tells you, like, yeah, no, but I don't want to be, that's not what you're supposed to do. What if God says that you're supposed to be a therapist? If you know that God has told you that you're supposed to be a therapist, no matter what your mom, your dad, your cousin, your brother, okay, your aunts, nephew, it doesn't matter. What nobody else say or bring to you, you will be firm in what God has told you. And that's the same way how it is when it comes to your faith and knowing who you are. Sometimes you're supposed to be triggered. Sometimes you're supposed to be triggered. My client had to realize that I want to be somebody that's, that's confident. I want to be someone that cannot be easily be influenced. The only way to do that is to know who you are and to unpack whatever trauma that you have. Everybody think that, oh, I don't got trauma. Everybody have trauma. I have trauma. You have trauma. Your mama got trauma. Your daddy got trauma. Your grandma got trauma. Your auntie got trauma. Your uncle got trauma. Everybody got trauma. But it's up to you to heal it. It's up to you to break those curses. And I'm not saying that it's all on you, but you could do some of them. But sometimes God tell you specifically which ones you're meant to break. You know, trust me, you'll know. So you have to decide if you want to be the old you or the new you. The old you cannot always do what everybody else wants you to do. The old you cannot allow people to call you and text you, stress you out. The old you cannot, the old you allows you to put yourself last. The old you is not who you are anymore. Unless that's who you still want to be. If that's who you still want to be, cool. But if not, you have to make the necessary changes. The new you and the old you cannot coexist. They cannot coexist. So in my thing, I put things that you need to release immediately. So this was some so this is some stuff that I said that you would need to release. Sometimes when you are trying to walk into being a new person, turning over a new leaf, you got to realize your old mindsets got to go. Your old habits got to go. Your old relationships got to go. Your old patterns got to go. Your old lifestyles got to go. Your old, boundaries got to go. It has to shift. The type of boundaries have to shift. Your lifestyle have to change. Your patterns have to change. Your mindsets have to change. Your habits have to change. If you want to be more financially stable, that means that you have to change your financial habits. Where's your money going to? Are you spending too much money on fast food? Are you giving away money too much? Are you wasting money on shoes and shopping? Where's your shift? You have to shift the mindset. It's so funny because I had somebody ask me, well, they didn't ask me, they made a comment, was like, oh, they just want, they want the old me. And the truth is, the old me is dead. The old me is dead. If you knew who I was 3 years ago, this is not who you're looking at right now, baby. Thank you, Jesus. Can I get an amen? Okay? The old me is not here. Who I am now is not who I am when I was 14. Who I am today is not who I was when I was 18. Not when I was 21. Not when I was 25. Not when I was 28. And that was just 2 years ago, baby. That is not who I am. That is not who I am. I'm thankful. I learned a lot. It's part of my story, but that's not who I am. That's not where I'm going. If you want more, you can do more. You have to change your mindset. If you want to be more financially stable, you have to believe it. There's no surprise why there's only a certain amount of millionaires around here. And I will be one of them. Watch. Watch. Everything I say happens. Watch. Some people have to realize that as you change and as you grow, a lot of people still will have the expectations of you showing up the same way that you used to. That's what I realized. A lot of people will to expect me to respond the same way I used to, behave the same way, okay, still cuss people out, baby. I've done so good. Now, so many people think I'm just so nonchalant. And it's like, I know my worth. Why would I be settling? Who's settling? I'm not settling. Get somebody else to do it, baby. You know? And I think that other people need to realize that when people like to keep you with the old version that you used to be. Why, Kai? Why do they do that? Because the old you is also an understanding of people can still treat you the same way. People can still give you the bare minimum. People can still use you, abuse, and manipulate you like they used to. And that ain't happening no more. See, the old you may have been gullible, confused, unsure. But when you know, when you're sure, when you're positive on who you are and what God is telling you to do, people don't like it. People want you to do the same thing. So I want you to think about, do you want to be the new you or the old you? Oftentimes, the old you, people only like you being the old you because it benefits them. So think about it. If you set certain boundaries and you stick to it, people will show you who their true colors are. They will. See, people think that they are obligated to know things, to see things, your time, your energy. And the truth is, you don't owe nobody nothing. You have to take yourself serious, take your boundaries serious. And I'm not saying that, you don't got to be around people. I'm not saying that. But people will give you a different level of respect because they understand that it comes with a certain standard. It comes with a certain standard that you are valuable. That's where the value proposition came from. They understand the value of you. So when you change your value, when the tag go up, when the costs go up, no discounts, you got to pay for the full price, people will change. Don't allow your mind to second guess yourself based off of false obligations. False obligations. Not only that, stop holding yourself back because you don't want to come face to face with your own demons. That's really what it is. You have to face your own demons. You have to face your own problems, your own trauma. The reason that you respond, and this is kind of like, psychology 101, but the way that you respond to situations shows you what type of trauma you have and where it may be coming from. And I clock it just like that. Dang, I guess I did waste money at school. I guess I ain't waste no school loans, okay? But you know what? Let's say that this is, you got some homework. And 12:12 on the clock. Everybody that tell you things does not mean that they just trying to offend you. If you automatically got offended, then that means that you're not sure of yourself. That's the number one sign. If somebody say that you ugly and you get offended, you must be ugly because you believe it. If somebody come to me and tell me that I'm ugly, I'm gonna laugh. Cause baby, I know I'm fine. This is like if somebody comes to you and they say you dumb, and you be like, child. Cause most things that people say is projection. Which meaning that it's not a you issue, it's a them issue. You get what I'm saying? If you get what I'm getting, listen. Hit subscribe. Hit subscribe, okay? If you get what I'm getting, just hit subscribe. I hope this makes sense. Watch out, buddy. Watch out. Scoot over. You finna knock over the light. Scoot over. Back up. Give me some space. So, ask yourself, who do I think I am? And then write it down. I think I'm this. I think I'm this. I think I'm this. And I'm saying think for a reason. I think I am this. I think I am this. In another row, do like a 3 column in the middle one. And then say, I am this. I am this. I am that. And see if it correlates with you. Ask yourself, because everybody don't have people that's in their corner that's going to be able to clock and let you know, oh, you still got trust issues. Oh, you got abandonment issues. Everybody don't have that. So ask yourself, is my actions correlating with my behavior? And if it's yes, then that means that is, in fact, who you are. But if you feel like, I'm a chef, but I ain't got the ingredients, maybe no. Maybe that all that means is that's a certain area that I need to improve on. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. For whatever reason, somebody needs to do some mirror work, okay? Words of affirmation of confidence, empowerment. You need to go in a mirror and say words of affirmations to yourself. Some of you guys need to talk to your inner child. When I say inner child, that means the thoughts that you heard, the feelings that you felt when you was young. You have to heal them. If somebody told you that you was ugly, that you was dumb, okay, that you would never be nothing, you need to go and you need to do some mirror work. You need to do some mirror work. Okay? So I hope that the right people that's supposed to hear this helps them on their healing journey. And remember, the new you cannot exist with the old you. So which person do you want to be? I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.